Welcome to Kids Covery, the pediatric class by me. I am Dr. Par, your pediatric faculty. This is the class where we will discuss about the kids with a big size of skull. Okay, so this is going to be the last class for developmental pediatrics. Of course, some surplus videos I'll add and will share, but then we are discussing about the approach to the child with macrocephaly. So what is the definition of macrocephaly? It is defined as occipital frontal circumference greater than or equal to 2 standard deviations above the mean for a specific age, gender and period of gestation. So if you just see here, this is above, like the people, the children who are going to fall in this area. So can you understand that occipital frontal circumference greater than or equal to 2 standard deviations above the mean for that particular age, for particular gender and for particular gestation. So after I posted my last video, a lot of people claimed, sir, we are not able to understand what about microcephaly. See, microcephaly is only this part. This part is the microcephaly. You know, the ones who are falling beyond the 3rd standard deviation, beyond the 3 standard deviation, this is going to be the your micro, whereas macrocephaly is something that is beyond the 2 standard deviations. Okay, so 2 standard deviation, beyond the 3 standard deviation, everyone is having macro, but micro means falling in this range. This is microcephaly. Okay, so now I think you got it. And of course, one question which I asked in the previous video of microcephaly, that what are the congenital causes of microcephaly. So congenital causes, one is very important, that's going to be cry-do-cat syndrome. Cry-do-cat syndrome, of course the child is going to have a cry like a cat, right? And the deletion is of which chromosome? This has been asked multiple times. So it is the 5p deletion which is going to happen. Other syndrome is Cornelia de Lange syndrome. I know that the word is little difficult, but you have to remember Cornelia de Lange syndrome. Fetal alcohol syndrome. Fetal alcohol syndrome is also having microcephaly. And there is something which is called as lysencephaly or lysencephaly. Lysencephaly means there is absence of gyrus and sulcus. Okay, so S for sulcus. Okay, S for what? S for sulcus. So sulcus are going to be absent, gyrus is going to be absent. Okay, so these are the causes of microcephaly, congenital causes. Coming on to macrocephaly now. So why do you think there is macrocephaly? So one very important thing which you should know, for example, there is hydrocephalus in the baby. Hydrocephalus means, of course, there is more amount of accumulation of CSF in the ventricles. So that's called as hydrocephalus. So because the CSF is high, or you can say the fluid is high for that matter in the brain is going to enlarge, and that is called as macrocephaly. So what are the conditions where will you have hydrocephalus? So one condition is Arnold-Chiari malformation or Chiari 2 malformation. Of course, Chiari 2 malformation we will discuss when we will discuss the central nervous system, right? Other thing can be aqueductal stenosis. So aqueduct is something that is responsible for the flow of the CSF. So if the flow of CSF, if it is blocked, then of course the child is going to have hydrocephalus, and thus the child is going to have macrocephaly. Craniosynostosis might have enlarged head also. Craniosynostosis can have large head also. Okay, what are the acquired causes? Acquired causes of hydrocephalus, one of the major causes, posterior fossa tumors. Okay, so there are some tumors which are there in posterior fossa. So these posterior fossa tumors are very, very, very important. Why? Because they are going to increase the size of the brain, right? So posterior fossa tumors, in fact, for that matter, any tumor which is occurring. Okay, like for example, if I just tell you vestibular schwannoma. Okay, vestibular schwannoma, a very, very important tumor manifestation, okay, which is associated with neurofibromatosis type 2. Okay, similarly meningioma, both of them are associated with neurofibromatosis type 2, which is actually a congenital condition. So why I am telling you this? Because these are the tumor conditions, neoplastic conditions, which are responsible for an enlarged head of the baby, and of course they are responsible for causing the hydrocephalus also, right? We'll discuss hydrocephalus, we'll discuss CNS in great details, and of course then the concepts will be more better and more clear for you. But right now for developmental pediatrics, these causes are enough for you to remember. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.